All right. Welcome back.
Hi, guys.
We're back. It's all right. We got a lot to cover today.
We have a
let's
lot of
jump
things. We got to jump in.
Let's address the boxes.
We're moving. Hi.
We're moving.
I don't know. We're moving. So many updates in this episode. Literally, like lock in. But buckle up, okay? We're gonna rapid fire, right? We're just gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, we got shit to
Let's
cover.
recap January because we haven't shot an episode for probably a month.
A long
because our
time.
life has been insane.
Yeah,
And
over a month.
We'll talk about why today.
Mm-hmm.
But let's give folks a quick update. This mic is not in the right place. January. What happened in January? Because we shot New Year's. I think we did the New Year's resolutions episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the last one.
Yeah.
That was like close to the last one.
Yeah.
So we did a lot in January. We did a workout challenge. I did a fast. You did a different version of a fast. You can talk about that. I did a 4-day fast. I tried to make it, what was my original goal? 6 days.
Uh-huh.
And I made it 4. So
Yeah, but tell the people you like no freaking nothing.
water
fast.
only. Yeah, water only. Well, coffee. So water and coffee. And I will say it was it was really hard. I've always wanted to do one. Finally, I did it. Day 1, not that bad. Day 2, started to get bad. Started to get hard. Day 3,
Fighting for your life.
I think I was fighting for my life at some points not. And day 4 was actually not that bad. I would say the hardest part was not the hunger. It's not that I was that hungry. It's that I was, I think, a little dehydrated. And I was, I felt mildly hungover on like day 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what was the worst. I kind of had a slight headache and I just felt very low energy. But like sometimes I felt very high energy too.
I think
So
it was tough
there
for
was
you
goods and
also
bads.
because you normally work out every single day. And
I
you
didn't work out at all.
You have no fuel. You can't work out like that every day.
I would
so.
walk. I went on morning walks.
Yeah.
That's it. And so I tried to, 6 days was the goal. On day 4, it was Friday night. And I was like, I'm just going to break it. Like, this is enough. And I had a bite of kimchi and a hard-boiled egg. That was my dinner. And so to recap it all, here's what I would, I'm not giving any advice, but if I were to say what I would do differently for myself, because I will do it again in the future, I don't think I'll do that long. I think I'm good with 3. 3 days is enough to get the benefit. I think I got enough out of that in 3 days. I will do it probably, I would change the time I did it. So this time I started my fast on Monday night. I would not do that again. I think that was stupid. I would probably start it on like Saturday night and do like a Monday or a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday deal. I think that's better. Because it is hard to work also for every single day of your fast if it's a work day. So that's what I would change. And yeah, but it was fun. Why don't you talk about your fast a little bit? Because you did a different version.
I did a different version, which was after we put August to bed at night, no technology. So I didn't want to be, dude, which is fucking hard, right? Because like that's my job. I work online. And so it's like if I'm not working during the day, or like what if I'm with him during the day? Then I have to work at night or edit or go film a campaign or whatever. So that was rough. I was like, I don't want to do any TV. I don't want to sit there. I want to be productive. I want to like plan my life out and write or read the Bible or journal or whatever the fuck, not on my phone. It was tough, dude. It was so tough.
Yeah, we broke it a couple nights,
We broke
right?
it. Well, yeah, because one night it was like the football game. It was like the Bills were playing or something. I was
That's
like,
right.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch.
gotta
the
have
game.
that.
Hello.
The Bills got robbed, by the way. That's another January recap.
Yeah, we can't talk
update.
about it though.
Okay.
Because I'll just like
They
break
got
down.
robbed. That was that was disappointing. All right, so would you do it again?
Yeah, I'd probably do it again.
One question I got, maybe I'll ask you.
Okay.
When I told people what I was doing and they all thought I was crazy,
Mm-hmm.
they said, "Why are you doing this? Are you doing it for spiritual reasons or physical reasons? Or some other reason?"
Mm-hmm.
What is your answer?
Mine's like both things. I like half spiritual because like if you're not gonna make time for it, then it's not gonna happen. Whether it's like doing a devotion or spending time like in the Word or whatever. Like, and then the other half for me was just like a good, clean, fresh reset. Like it's just I need it. I'm glued to my phone every day because
Okay.
what?
No, go ahead.
That's just like what I do.
So my second follow-up question is, did you feel like you got the benefits out of it that you wanted?
Totally.
And what would you change if you do it again, if anything?
I could have done it longer, but I like didn't. I like broke it early. Like I wish I would have done it a little bit longer. That's just because people hate that.
Okay. Did they give us feedback?
Well, just one person.
Okay. All right. Well, we
They were
won't
like,
do it
"Please
again.
don't do that again."
All right. We won't do it again. To the one person.
Sorry. Okay. What's next on the
Hold
topic?
on. Let me recap mine. So the spiritual part I got very little out of for me, and that's I think what I would do differently again is I think if you're gonna have the spiritual benefits of fasting, I think you need to be away from work. Because work is all consuming. And so I didn't have time to like reflect on anything. It was like I'd wake up, I'd go for my walk. That was my only reflective time of the day. Then I went to work and I had 8, 9 straight, 10 hours. And then I had August and then it was bedtime. So I didn't really have time to spiritually reflect on anything. So I would do that differently next time. Physically, I definitely got a lot of good benefits out of that. My answer was spiritual and physical. Okay.
Noted.
So, what else in January since we're recapping? Anything else major?
Yeah. We have been looking for a house for over a year, guys. And you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that. Okay. I've been doing house tours. I've been for the past year, and it's just been, I mean, the level of stress in the past few months have been just an all-time fucking high because we got to get out. And we want the perfect place. And then like shit kept being not aligned, or we kept forcing it, or deals would fall through and we'd be like, what is going on? What is the lesson here? Where's the fucking house? Like we couldn't find anything. And so it was just, stressed. We were both very stressed.
It was tough, but we finally found one. Not giving details of where it is or anything. It's close to friends, very good friends we have.
Yeah.
And that was a huge part of it because they have kids around Augie's age.
Yeah.
And for us, we don't have family here in Austin. So that is a huge element of just having people close to you that you trust.
Yes.
And then knowing you're moving your kids into a community where they can grow up with friends and they can have that experience. That is worth a lot. I mean, that's priceless.
Worth it.
Yeah.
I think, and then I've had a lot of people ask me too on DMs, like, is it everything that you wanted? Whatever. Like, almost. I think for me, the biggest thing is it's not as much land as we wanted. Yeah. And you guys know that in the past, I'm like, I want acres and acres and acres. Like, I want the whole thing. It's not as much land, but everything else, dude, you can't, like, it was the perfect thing that fell in our laps.
Yes.
We made an offer. They accepted it. Like, boom, boom, boom. And the whole process was not like just
smooth.
It was smooth. Yeah, and you're just like, what the fuck? And yeah. And it's like one of the first really good friends that I made in Austin. Like me and Hannah have been friends for like 7 or 8 years. Like I was able to meet her before she got married. Then she got married. Then she had a baby. Then she had another baby. And like, I've been able to see this whole thing and we've always been there. Like we do New Year's Eve with them every year. We have like traditions. We have game nights. So like the fact that we're going to be 2 doors down from them when you're building your own village, like what?
Priceless.
And so fully like hasn't sunk in for me yet.
And we have a pool. And that was a big non-negotiable for me. I used to be anti-pool.
Yeah, but like we have a kid now and you live in Texas. What else are you going to do?
Once you live through a few Austin summers, you realize with kids, if you don't have a pool, there's nothing else to do.
You got to get out.
You can't leave your house.
No, it's awful.
So
triple digits.
Yeah, we found one with a pool. And then we have our friends who I'm sure will be coming over in the summer and swimming. And that's great for the kids. I'm really excited. It's great for us too. It's not just great for the kids. Yeah. It's great for us.
So that's the excited. Update. That's the update.
So because people have been following us along, one of the things we talked about several episodes back was that we were doing it without a real estate agent.
Right. Self-representation.
So we bought this house without an agent. We just did it ourselves. Mm-hmm. And now that we lived through it, I feel like I'm a bit wiser now. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like we can objectively talk about pros and cons. Yes. Because I think we were in the boat of when we first decided to represent ourselves, we were both like, yeah, like fuck it, we don't need agents, you know? And now we did it. And I think we have, at least I'll speak for myself, I have a bit more of like a moderate view on this.
Okay.
So we can just talk about it objectively.
Let's go in.
So let's start here. You don't need an agent. And
Objectively?
I don't mean that. Sorry, I mean legally you don't need an agent. I don't mean to sound like I'm suggesting no one uses a real estate agent, because actually we're using one that we love very much, and she's going to help sell our house.
This house, yes.
So that I'm not saying you never need an agent. What I'm saying is legally you don't need an agent, and a lot of people don't know that, because when I tell people, I am amazed by how many people are like, "Oh, did you get your real estate license?" And I'm like, "No, you don't need one." And they're like, "What?" Like, yeah, you can just do it yourself.
Right. So
legally, you don't need one. Now, let's get into the pros and cons.
Okay.
Pros, it's cheaper. Obviously, most agents are charging 3%
Right.
commission. Now, when you're buying a house, usually the seller, at least in Texas, pays that. But the advantage we had is because we weren't using one, we could take that 3% and get some of that back in the offer that we made.
Or sweeten the pot a little bit
or sweeten the pot for the sellers,
right,
because that's 3% less they have to pay.
Exactly.
So,
which to be very clear, 3% is a lot of money when you're buying a house in Austin, Texas.
It is a lot.
You're looking at something that's probably over $1 million. So it's 3% of that, or
30
paying,
grand. Yeah.
or $3,000.
30.
No, or $3,000 paying a lawyer who charged $3,000.
We didn't get there yet. Yes.
So
what we did is we hired a lawyer. I found a lawyer here, a real estate attorney, who charges a flat fee, and it was almost $4,000. But his deal is, I'll take care of the paperwork for you, and I'll provide you counsel when you need it. Like if you have questions, you can ask me legal questions, etc. That's what we did. And he helped us fill out the contract.
He was
he
great.
reviewed the documents for us. And so, he took care of all the paperwork. And that's honestly the hardest part if you're doing it yourself, because you don't really know what you're doing, and you need to be careful. You don't want to be getting yourself in contracts you don't understand. And you may think you understand them, by the way, but once you go through them with a lawyer or someone who knows what they're doing, you realize like, oh, there's all sorts of like nuances and stuff that are really tough. And I'm not even sure AI would capture all those nuances yet. If you try to do it with AI. So if you're going to do this, definitely get a lawyer. That would, I would say that helped us a lot. So obviously pro is cost savings. That's probably the main pro. What else? Are there any pros? I would say,
I think it's just, you take out the middleman in anything. And if you are not a fucking idiot and you have a little bit of common sense and you're able to do things yourself, you take out the middle person. It's just an extra step.
Yeah.
That's getting in the way. So like, we're going to do a lot of back and forth between the buyer's agent, the buyers, the lawyer, and us. So it's like you take out that extra step of having somebody else representing us, and we just go through. It's faster. You're just like, boom, boom, boom. What if your realtor's busy? What if your realtor's working on another deal? I mean, they have lives too. They have families too. They have things that they're doing. So if it's just us and we're like, bing, bang, boom, let's get it done. Let's get it out of the way. It's quicker, right? And it's more efficient from like a timeliness perspective.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay, tell me.
I might have a slight. So where I think the other pro is in negotiating. So if you are good at negotiating, then I think it's an advantage to be able to negotiate directly without an additional person, because the nature of anything when you have multiple people communicate, it's like the phone game, when you're a kid and the message changes by the time it gets to the end. Removing a link there, I think, can be helpful in negotiating if you are good at negotiating. If you are not good at negotiating, you should probably use an agent.
You should use an agent
to help you.
But you and I are very good at negotiating.
I think we're very. We have different negotiating styles, and that actually became a thing throughout. We can talk about that. Let's talk about it. A con, actually. But another pro, generally, if you're good at negotiating, I also think there's an element of what market you're in here that matters. If you're in a buyer's market or a seller's market. Now, right now, Austin is heavily a buyer's market, which means buyers have leverage. So we had a lot of leverage in negotiating. If you're in a seller's market, that changes the dynamics a little bit. I think maybe that changes the game a little
That's
bit.
a good point.
But this is a buyer's market right now.
Right.
So we had leverage. And I think that's the other main pro. So why don't we get into cons? Because there's definitely some cons. So I actually think efficiency is a con.
Tell me why.
because what I realized is that at least we can only speak to our experience, so I don't want to say that this is will be everyone's experience, but for us, times that we've used agents before, at least the one we have, she's great. She's very fast and she's very responsive. And
Right.
she, like, if we're like, we want to make an offer, she gets that freaking offer together in lightning time.
Yes, but
it's like
can
ready
you
to
say
send.
that that's every single real estate agent?
No, of course not.
Because we've worked
But
with
you
another
should
one
find
that we're like,
one-
where are you?
You should find one who is responsive.
Cindy's like a diamond in the rough.
Cindy is very, very responsive, very, very good.
Yeah.
And if you're in a seller's market, that urgency is everything.
Everything.
Because they'll put that house on the market in a day, they'll have offers. For us, what I realized is our attorney, fantastic, but at 5 p.m., he's done. He's not answering you. And so we ran into this quite a bit where I was like, let's go. I'm trying to make this offer. And, he's got other clients. He's not working after 5 p.m. He's not working on weekends. Again, I don't want to say that's every lawyer, but that was ours. And so that was one con to me, is it was a little bit slower. Now, it didn't end up mattering because they didn't have other offers, but it could be a con for you. If you're in a multiple offer scenario where speed is everything,
That's true.
then having an agent who is speedy and is willing to do that. And I think, this gets to the incentives. Think about it from an incentive standpoint. The lawyer's getting his $4,000 regardless. And that's also true, by the way, even if you don't get the house.
Mm-hmm.
So for ours, it's like, hey, look, I could do all this work, right? If you don't get the house, I'm still charging you.
Mm-hmm.
For agents, they only get the money if it closes. So they're incentivized to be super quick and responsive. So I think that's one con and definitely something we ran into. Do you have anything you want to say on efficiency? Or if not,
No.
Okay. The other con is it can cause some conflict in your
I
marriage.
think this is not a con. I think this is just us
It can be
being
a con.
different
It can be a
in
con.
our negotiation styles. I'm very bullish, right? Like I do negotiations every single day for my job and I'm handling contracts and I'm like, no, absolutely not. Let's try this. I can be a little flexible here, but definitely not willing to do that. And I'm not doing that. You are a little bit, I think you have more leniency when it comes to negotiating. Am I wrong? You're like, let's just, let's see if they come back.
I don't know.
See. And I'm like, no, don't even give them the chance to come back. Right? Like,
I don't know if I'd use the word leniency. I think I think maybe you're more aggressive sometimes, whereas I will pause and be like, does it make sense to be aggressive right now, or do we need to be a bit more conservative?
Yeah.
And that caused us a little bit of conflict. And I think the benefit of an agent is that they can mediate and say, hey, here's what I would recommend you do.
Okay. I just don't think that's like a con.
It's a little bit because
if somebody's like, should I go with a real estate agent or should I represent myself? I wouldn't say like, oh, also think about this as a big con.
Well, if you're going to do it without an agent, what I would say is you need to decide who in the relationship is going to lead the negotiation, because we had to have that conversation very, very directly at
very
one point.
early on too. I was like, this is going to be an issue.
Because we were in a little conflict and we had to sit down and say, someone has to lead.
Yeah.
And someone has to follow.
I was like, fucking do it. Just do it.
If we can't get aligned on that, it's like anything. It's like dancing. Like you have to have a leader.
Yeah.
You have to have a follower. And if you're not in sync and you're both trying, it's going to be a disaster.
Yes. But then I ultimately said, okay, you know what I need and you know what I want. And I trust you to make those decisions. So you steer the ship.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a back seat.
Yeah.
And I trust you to do the right thing.
But that can be
we're going to get to the end result. It's just, we're going to take different routes, but we're going to get there. We're both going to get there. We're both going to arrive. We have a house, but it's like, is the route that I was going to take more or less efficient? And so I was like, you just fucking do it. I have a million other things going on. I got to go by.
Yeah. And the other con, lastly, I'd say, I think, again, this gets at the market dynamics. Like you have to be willing to really do a lot of research, and you have to know, like I spent so much time understanding housing market and all of these different factors that come into play. If you don't have time for that, use an agent, because a good agent will be able to help you and actually see around corners that you don't see around. We had to do all that ourselves, and for us, it was worth it for the price savings. I
So
think.
you would do it again the same way.
I would buy. If I'm buying, I can't say I'll use an agent again.
Are you okay?
Yeah, why?
You keep messing with your pocket, and I just want. Okay.
Now on the flip side, if I'm selling, we still use an agent for that.
Sure.
Why? Because I don't want to do all the tours and stuff. Like I just don't have time for that. If someone wants to see the house, I'm not going to come over here multiple times a week and show it. And so honestly, on there, I think if at least in our situation, it still makes sense to use an agent.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the recap.
So we're moving next week.
That feels pretty objective, right?
I think it's
fair,
objective.
You know, it depends on your circumstances and
Depends
it
on
depends
where
on
you live.
you and
Yeah.
what you're comfortable with. So not giving advice, but just wanted to recap with some more like now that we've done it.
This is our experience only.
Exactly.
You live your life. So we're moving next week. This is going to be the last time you guys see us in this setting for the podcast. Oh.
And give us, it's probably going to, we probably need another few more weeks.
Yeah,
like
girl,
our
we ain't got the
cadence
time.
here is going to be a little slower for the next couple months because our lives are just all over the place. But we'll have a new setting. And
Yeah.
we're also going to try to, at some point, upgrade a few things to make it a bit more professional. So we're working on it.
We're working on it, guys. Slow and steady.
Yeah.
What
else? Okay.
When
where
this
else do we wanna
podcast
go?
comes out, we will be out of here. We have movers coming and they're packing all of our stuff for us, but the boxes that you see here are things that like they will not take, like cleaning supplies and like open things and whatever. So we're going to be out. I think you tend to get a little bit more nostalgic than I do when we move houses. We've owned and sold homes before, and every time we move, you're like, I'm gonna miss it. And I'm like, bye, on to the next.
I don't. You make me sound like I'm like a puddle of crying emotion. That's not quite true.
Okay.
No, I mean, I think look. It's just like it feels like you're closing a chapter in your life.
We are.
Every time you move, and so like I get a
I'm
little bit
poking
of
fun.
reflective and just. And especially this house, I think it's going to hit different.
It is going to hit
because,
different. I was thinking about
man, like we did a lot of stuff. We had a lot of huge life events in this house.
Huge.
And the biggest one being we had our son. So yeah, you can't tell me you're not going to look at his nursery when it's empty and feel something.
Yeah, no, I am going to feel something. I'm not always a cold-hearted bitch. I was just poking fun because historically,
yeah,
I'm like, I'm so excited for the next chapter, right? And like I can appreciate this one, but I'm just living in this excitement for the next one. I don't really want to sit in and then, I was thinking about it the other day and I was thinking about all of the different rooms. I have memories in every single room.
Big ones.
Huge memories. And then I was thinking, oh, should I do that as a video? Should I do like a house tour when we're gone and just be like this, like I have like stories from like when I was like suffering and couldn't even walk postpartum in our beautiful skylight shower, which I'm going to miss dearly. I love a skylight shower. I couldn't even stand in there and you were standing up in the shower so that I can lean on you, right? I was sobbing my eyes out. I was in all of this pain and I'm like, every single room I have a memory like that, whether it's sad or happy or remember when we had that crazy hailstorm and me and you and Sadie all got in the little bathroom.
Yeah.
Like every single room. Are you okay?
Yeah. Makes me a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like every single room. And then I was like, oh, should I do a video where I go through every room and I say like a little, but then I'm like, some of those memories are just for us.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be bittersweet, but better things to come, more exciting things and crazy memories we're about to make.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we talk about, I just want to be aware of time.
What, the other big thing.
There's so many things, you guys.
All right, well, let's
popcorn?
set it up. I mean, part of the reason we were moving in the first place is because we have had on our hearts for a long time now to expand our family even more. I think we've always wanted 2 kids. I mean, I shouldn't say that. We have we've gone back and forth, but like, yeah, I think in the last couple of years, I think we've been aligned that 2 kids is ideally what we want. And so part of the reason for the house is our current house is not set up to have 2 kids. So do you want to talk a little bit about that and where we are today? Do you want to give some background?
Yeah, I'll give some quick background. For the past Well, awful pregnancy, right? We're just gonna like really go through this rapid fire. Awful pregnancy, awful labor, awful postpartum, preeclampsia, the whole thing, to where it unfortunately made it not safe or ideal for me to carry the second child. I have a note from my midwife, OBGYN, saying that they don't recommend that I do it just due to all the complications that I experienced the first time. So when we knew that information, we decided, okay, well, let's look at our options, right? So we landed on surrogacy. For the past year, we have been interviewing surrogacy agencies, 7 or 8, maybe even 9, and just fully doing the whole process. I mean, we were in it 100%. I was going to start IVF in January. I've talked about that on here even, right? A week before I was going to begin my injections. So like everything was done. You guys have to understand. I went through and I did all the ultrasounds. Tim went and got his lab work, his bloods, like all of the samples and everything that we needed to do. All of the boxes were literally checked. A week before, we had a call with a surrogacy agency because we were like, we need to nail one down, because how they operate is they won't take you seriously unless you have embryos. And then once you have embryos, you can start with them. Well, we were about to have embryos. So we're like, we need to figure out who we're using for a surrogacy agency like yesterday. So we got off the call. We ran into a lot of things that we were just not aligned on. Like we kept running into some like moral and ethical issues. And when you're making a decision as big as this one, it has to feel right. And we just kept looking at each other and we were like, why does this feel like misaligned? Like a big decision like this shouldn't feel forced. So then Tim says, what are your thoughts on adoption? And he was like, Tim has been adopted twice. And he was like, I would feel like a hypocrite if we didn't at least entertain the subject. And I was like, let's entertain the subject. Let's start talking to different adoption agencies and see what that would even look like, because I have no fucking idea. And so we did that. We started calling around and interviewing and really learning what that would look like, and learning, I mean, God, there's so many intricacies of like who picks you and what you pick, and are you allowed to pick this? Do you have to pick this? What would that look like if we got and we're planning on adopting a newborn. Okay, so what would that look like if we got a newborn that was like, didn't look like us in terms of ethnicity, and all of the very heavy and very real implications that would come into our lives of like, now we need to be serious about education for this different race that is not ours. And oh my God, just hours and hours. Long story short, okay, I'm trying to go as fast as I can here.
We're good. I mean,
we have been up to our eyeballs in freaking paperwork. We have not had a date night in months, because every single waking moment and hour that we are not with August, we are filling out paperwork, background checks, writing down everything, learning, interviews, calls.
Yeah.
And so that's where we are. We're planning on adopting a baby newborn. And
a newborn baby. A baby newborn.
Well, whatever. Okay.
I'm excited. I'm very excited for this. And I'm glad I'm glad that we landed on this. I know it's been rough, but I think just like the process of buying the house, to your point, like there's a feeling to something, and it feels more like it's not easy, but it feels smoother than the previous process. And so I'm really excited about this. And like you said, I was adopted twice.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that, or
I was so my birth father wasn't around my whole life. My mom, raised me when I was a young baby, and my birth father had a drug problem, and so my mom did the right thing by removing me from that environment. And then my mom remarried, and so that person adopted me. And then they divorced. I forget what age I was, maybe like 7 or 8. I can't recall exactly. So then I went with my mom, stayed with my mom, and then she remarried again, and I was adopted again by my second adopted father, my third father. Mm-hmm. And so that is who is my dad today. So my dad today, the person I call dad, who I consider my dad, is not my birth father. Mm-hmm. So I've had 3 different last names in my life. And I think for me, I've always had it in the back of my head that I was interested in adoption. And the reason is because I went through it. I know the impact that had on me and how tremendous that was.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I wouldn't be who I am today had I not been adopted by my father, because I learned so much that I would have missed, so many just principles and life lessons that I wouldn't have gotten. And so I've always felt like, someone did that for me, and I just, I should pay that forward to someone else. And so, this feels very very aligned for me, because I feel like I can give that to someone who would not otherwise have it.
Right.
So
he's the best.
Yeah, he is. And even my mom and him ended up getting divorced, and I was a little bit older at that point, but I still call him my dad. He is my dad. So
well, and at that point you were like, I'm staying here. Like, you're more of a father figure than I've ever had in my whole life.
Yeah, and I needed at that point, I was 16, I think. I needed a male figure,
right?
Because I was a young male, just I don't even know the word.
Hellion,
pissing fire, just like ready to go. Pissing fire. That sounds like I have some sort of disease. So.
That sounds like you have an STD. Yikes.
You get the point. I was like fired up. I had a lot of testosterone.
Like punching walls and shit.
Punching walls. Yeah. I literally punched a wall and broke my hand once.
Yeah.
Anyway, I needed a male at that point in my life.
Yeah.
So if I hadn't had that, I don't know. It would have been bad. So yeah, I'm excited about this. But like you said, it's a hell of a process. I mean, the paperwork alone, the background checks, that reminds me there's a bunch of things I need to do.
We still have to do. I mean, they're like, you got to upload like, a million videos and photos of you guys. So I hope that you're comfortable being in front of the camera. And I was like,
yeah.
Do you know me at all?
Can we just give you the podcast? Here you go. Just watch this.
I don't know. Maybe.
This is us. Well, no, I'd rather someone know who we are.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta, everything up, like, then it's your choice.
Yeah, like, I will give this child an insane life, but I cuss a little.
Yeah.
Pros and cons. What are you going to do? And then let me backtrack a little bit, because when we first moved to Austin, I also volunteered for a lot of different foster organizations and nonprofits here, where I was able to mentor a foster child who was placed in the foster care system. And that impact alone, even though it was just a mentor, right? Like, I would take her out and do things in Austin that she had never done before, like get frozen yogurt or go paddleboarding and open up her world. It showed me that, you are able to impact somebody else's life in such a small way. Imagine if you were able to like parent and start that from the beginning.
Yeah.
And just completely give this child a life and opportunities that they otherwise wouldn't have, is such a profound and beautiful thing. And yeah, I mean, with that, with our the way that we parent, with your background, anytime somebody learns that about Tim, they're like, oh my God, how did he turn out so good?
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah.
Don't you get that a lot? And I'm like, I think it was the military.
I don't think a lot of people know. I don't tell this.
Well, when it comes out,
yeah,
people are like, oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
So
the one thing I would say, it's interesting because when you go through the process and the agencies are really, so open adoption is sort of the standard now, right? They've all said like, hey, we expect you to be open, meaning that the adopted parents are open to maintaining contact with the birth parents.
And that could be like one letter a year.
It can be what you can figure. It's kind of depending on what their preferences are. So how involved do they want to be? How involved do you want them to be? So there's a little bit of stuff you have to figure out there. But I think from my perspective, that is good, because as someone who was adopted, I did get to the age where I was very curious about my biological dad.
Of course.
Because I never knew him, right? I mean, when I was like less than a year old, but of course I don't remember that. Mm-hmm. So because I didn't know him, I remember when I turned 14, I started getting really interested. Like, who was he and what happened? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know those things, and I wanted to find connections back to that family, which I ultimately did. And my parents, including my adopted father, my dad, was very supportive of that. But it does come up. So I think it's good that I experienced that, because I feel like I can also now help that our son or daughter who's adopted in the future to say, like, I've been through this myself, and
Sure.
I know how you feel.
Yeah.
And it's very natural to want to know about it's also very healthy to find out about your biological parents. For the most part, I think it's healthy as long as
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I was just saying that because I've talked to people and I have friends who have said, like, what are your thoughts on telling them versus not telling them? I'll never tell them because I don't want them to feel any different than my other children. And I was like, well, respect, but I am going to be as upfront as possible.
You know people who have said that? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
because they were like, I don't ever want them to have a shadow of a doubt in their mind that they are less important as August.
That makes me really uncomfortable.
And I was like, I get where you're coming from, right? We had a really good, it was a good discussion. You can have constructive conversations with people you disagree with. There's a thought, there's a concept. And it was beautiful. And then I said, okay, here's my thoughts on it. Number one, I just can't ever lie about it. Okay. Like I would always be upfront. I'm like a very transparent, open person. I have like an insane guilty conscience. So I'm going to always be forthcoming with everything in my life.
That's a long lie. You're never going to tell them.
Please imagine. And then number two, they gonna find out. Okay, there's freaking DNA tests left and right.
True.
The freaking technology coming out that we don't even know about yet.
They're gonna take a 23andMe and they compare it to their brother or sister. Like, well, why are we totally different?
So they're gonna find out, and I would want to teach them from a very young age to say, this is what happened. In whatever the situation is, your birth parents, your birth mother loves you so much that she wanted you to have the best life possible because she wasn't able to give that to you. Then she picked us to be able to raise you. And here's what I can tell you about her, right? They're going to get, it's like, would you rather give them all the information up front when they're at an appropriate age? Of course, you don't tell like a 2-year-old this, they're not going to fully understand. Because when they turn a certain age, they're going to go find them anyway. And they're going to be like, I want to know, right? They're going to get curious. They're going to want to go figure out. And it's like, I would want them to not do that behind my back anyways.
Yeah.
Come to me. I have all the information that you need. I'll help you facilitate it, right? If these people are not in jail or prison or like drug addicts, then let's talk about it. If not, let's talk about it either way. And I'll tell you kind of why we chose this.
Yeah.
We love you so much. You are no different than, XYZ. And that's the whole point of adoption is you are going to love this child as if it were your own biologically.
Absolutely.
And if you are not able to see that, then adoption is not for you.
Which is fine.
But it's for us. We're able to. Somebody is out there that needs to be loved by a mother and father. Did you see the freaking monkey? The monkey thing going around on social media with the monkey stuffed animal?
The one getting bullied?
No. The mom didn't choose the monkey. Left the monkey, and then we're going to have to talk about this off camera. We don't have enough time.
We have enough
But it's like everybody wants to be loved at the end of the day. Yeah. You need a mother and a father or 2 moms and 2 dads or whatever that looks like in your household to set you up for life and to raise you in the world so that you can go out and be a decent human being. Okay.
Well, why I think it is important is and what I should clarify, when I say healthy, the reason I say that word is because I think part of becoming an adult, one of the most healthy things in that process is being able to forgive your parents.
Heavy on that part.
Yeah. And that's deep. And I don't think you can forgive someone unless you understand who they really are.
True.
And so the process of understanding who your biological parents were, and for me, my biological father, I had to understand as I grew up, I didn't get it all at once. It took a while for me to really understand, who he was. He had a drug problem. He ended up passing away from drugs. But if you don't understand them, you can't forgive them. So that's step one. Then you need to get to the point where you can see them in you, or you can see the traits. And you can understand because you've lived enough life how they landed where they did or what, and forgive them for it because you've lived enough life where you can understand, if I had made that decision or if just this one thing that I got lucky on didn't go that way. It could have gone another way. So I think that's a really important part of becoming like a healthy, functioning adult.
Agreed.
Is being able to forgive your parents. In
Agreed.
order to do that, you got to know who they are.
Yep.
So
we are at the very beginning stages of all of this. We've made a lot of progress, but there's still a lot of things that we're learning. We have went through and selected like, here's what we're hoping for and here's what we're open for. And that list is very long and extensive. But I think we're going to have things come up where we're just like, are we okay? Let's learn more about it. We don't know what we don't know. So we wanted to be very forthcoming and share this update with you guys because it's been all consuming. And you guys have been around, from the beginning with supporting and rooting for us and showing us love. And we appreciate it. So that's the update.
How would you say, because we have 14 minutes left, how would you recap? Why don't we recap and do a live assessment of how we've handled this as a couple?
Okay, but we also have to talk about Jackson Hole.
Oh, that's right. We do have to talk about that. Yeah. Let's come back. Can we just do this and then we'll end on that? It's a nice kind of nice note to end on.
Yes. So I mean, as you can imagine, the amount of stress that comes into moving your family, buying a house, planning, paperwork, everything needs to happen that night, right? Simultaneously, we both work. Simultaneously,
there's other career things we haven't talked about.
There's so
that
many
were happening, so we're not going to get into it. But there was other things also.
There's a lot of other things. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Because I can't say much because I signed a non-disparagement agreement.
Well,
but
it's not just you. Also, just me
it's
too.
Everything.
So,
yeah. Okay.
Literally on all fronts. We're
on all fucking
surrounded
fronts,
and in full contact on all fronts.
We're like this. We're like head above water. Treading, ships passing in the night, no date nights, no time to connect. Adoption paperwork, interviews, house, work, everything all happening at once. 2026 really said, okay, you said you wanted change. Here you go.
Yeah.
And by the way, all at once, bitch.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
So, not handling it well, but I think insert the Elmo gif with the flames of just like, ah! But, I think we do a good job at oscillating between being like, well, I think you do a good job at bringing me down to earth whenever I am not able to fully be self-aware and see the whole picture. And I do that too sometimes. Like,
yeah, you do.
It's been difficult, but we've been together for 15 years at this point, which is crazy. That we kind of know. All right, well, shit's going to be tough and we're going to come back from it stronger. We got to lock in. I don't really know. What was your question? I'm just like,
we're just assessing, like, we didn't
hell.
rehearse this. So it's, like we've had ups and downs and more downs than ups lately. And I think the extra stress on both of us makes it so that like the time, even the little time we do have together, is just we're both like,
I gotta work.
We're
you
just
gotta work.
spent, or we're spent. We're like, I'm
tired.
done. I got nothing left in the tank.
Yeah,
and it's a strain on the relationship for sure.
We have been intentional, as intentional as we could be, but also I think our expectations are set, are down here. Like anything extra that I can get from you or that I can give to you is an added bonus. But in this season of life for the next few weeks, I love you so much. See you later. Like not really, but
right. No, I get it.
We have like, we had a trip that we just got back from where it was like, okay, we can spend time here. We can have a date night here.
And that was good.
Which was so good for us. And we needed
that.
it. And then like 2 nights ago, we were able to reconnect after we put August to bed because all of this stuff is slowing down in a way that we are now able to reconnect. We have date nights scheduled on the books. Like, but there was like a solid 4 or 5 weeks where it's just like, I don't know anything that's going on in your life and you don't know anything that's going on in my life, but let's talk about it. But then like, we got to get right back to it because everybody is demanding us in 20 different ways. And we were just very stretched thin. But guess what? That's fucking marriage. And it's like, if you can get through those hard times and know that like, it's nothing personal. I still love you. You still love me. we don't, this is like just a very self-aware thing of like, we don't have capacity to be able to give 100%.
Yeah.
We're still giving. We're still pouring into each other's cups. I'm making you dinner. I'm making you coffee. You're telling me you love me. You're doing the dishes. You're taking the garbage out. Like, we're still doing the things that are like, but anything extra at 100%, it's just not going to happen every single day. And if you're both on the same page and you're both like okay with realizing and recognize that, and then like, hey, like in a couple weeks, we're going to be 100 again. Just keep holding on. And we keep reminding each other of that, then I think you're going to be good.
Yeah. And I think the two things I'd say that you said aware, self-aware, uses words. I think that's number one. Just being aware of it and acknowledging it is like half the battle, rather than just like burying it, because that can be dangerous. If you feel that way and you keep burying it and you don't talk about it, it doesn't mean you have to fix it. It just means you recognize and you mark it and say, we're both aware that this is happening right now, right? Yes. Yeah. And we did that multiple times. I think that's good. I also think we did a pretty good job of taking ownership throughout. There was times and different nights where we had conversations where either one of us or both of us were owning our piece and saying, I'm not going to sit here and tell you all the things you should be doing better right now. I'm just going to focus on myself. Here's where I'm falling short as a husband. Here's where I'm falling short as a wife. I just want to take ownership for that. If you can do those two things, honestly, I think you're good.
Yes.
Just be aware. Take ownership. Don't worry about fixing it. And just say like, hey, this is a season in our life right now. We think it'll end hopefully at some point.
Right.
And then there will be a new season. Let's just own our piece through this season, do the best we can, and recognize that, eventually the tide will turn. I do think that going to Jackson Hole was very good for us though.
Yeah. Because
we needed to get out of the house and just put ourselves in a different environment. And that seemed to be that was like, looking back, that was like the capstone almost, or it was like, okay, this now finally some relief is coming.
Yes.
And we had a great time in Jackson Hole. It was really fun. We went for a long weekend.
Yeah.
And do you want to go through each day, or how do you want to
let's just do like a quick recap.
Yeah. So
we've been there before. We went.
Yeah. Love it there. It's
August.
Beautiful. And
but this was our first winter time. We flew in. They had fresh snow. Excellent, because for day one we went snowboarding, skiing. Well, I went, and we took Augie to the mountain, which was an interesting experience. There's a lot of logistics involved with that. Maybe if we did it again, we would get a babysitter for that. But lesson learned. I only got one run in on snowboarding. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, next time maybe we'll get some more in. Then what did we do that night? I can't remember.
Well, let's talk about when we first got there.
Okay.
It was I mean, first of all, the freaking flight in with all the snow on the Tetons, insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We had a black car pickup arranged. So they had the little sign that said Nelson, and I felt like a queen. And it was so cute. We used a black car service that was, I mean, everything. Even when we left, they already had our bags loaded in the car from the bellman at the hotel, which, let's talk about the hotel for a second. We stayed at the Cloudvale. Best. I mean, I'm talking about luxury right at the square. We had our own personal fireplace in the room.
Yeah,
that was so good. And we got room service every morning. We got breakfast, and we had perfect breakfast right in front of the fire. And then if it got a little toasty in the room, we just opened up the door, because like fresh snow right outside your window. Gorge. 10 out of 10 recommend. What was your favorite? Oh, and then they had live music in the lobby.
Oh, yeah. It's almost like we didn't need to leave the hotel that much. I mean, it was everything was set up nice, beautiful hotel, clean, no complaints at all. I mean, the service was fantastic. They took care of us.
Yeah.
They anticipated our needs. It was great for Augie. Like, he was able to, it didn't feel like, sometimes you stay in a hotel and you're like, oh God, this is going to be, but this was, I mean, the setup was fantastic. We spent a lot of time in the lobby. They had a beautiful fireplace. They had a pool and a hot tub, and I got in the hot tub. And yeah, the fireplace in the room was so awesome.
Yeah, it was
the best. Perfect for that kind of like wintry feel, which we don't get that often here in Texas.
It's too hot here.
So I can't say enough great things about the hotel. And also it's close to everything.
No, it's right in the square. It's perfect.
So you can just walk. We didn't need a car really for anything. We used a car to go snowboarding, but other than that,
there.
We never used a car, and we just walked to everything we needed,
Yep.
which was great.
Yep.
So yeah, and then we went to the bistro,
Oh my God.
which is the
Tell 'em about
restaurant in the hotel.
Okay, it's
attached to
connected.
the hotel.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's connected to the hotel. And when you order room service every morning, like we did by the fire, it comes from the bistro, which is, it's like this French cuisine. And it was not our first time there. We went in August when we were there before.
Yep.
And remember I talked about that whole chicken
Yes.
that I got? I literally got on my stories. You guys should go check out my highlights. Last time we were there and I was like, this is the best whole roasted chicken I've ever had.
Yeah, the food was phenomenal.
Unreal.
Really
Whoever
good.
the chef is.
Really good. And we went there for one
So
night
good.
for dinner. We took August, and we had, what did we have? You ordered caviar.
Oh, we got oysters. We got caviar.
I
went
steak.
back again because then we got drinks,
I-
steak. Oh my God, the scallops.
Yeah, those were killer.
You guys, it's really good.
That was an amazing
Just go.
dinner.
It's so good.
And yeah, the room service every day was spot on. The breakfast was so good.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Oh, so good. I really am craving those scallops again. It
They
was
were good.
just a nightly special though. They were like, we got these flown in. They were massive. They came in like this, like, how would you describe the sauce? It was like
I don't know.
oh, it was so good.
It
It
was
was like
very
a
good.
sweeter, almost like honey something, but also a little like kick to it.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, so good.
And then we also did one night. We tried to get out for a date night, which we had some fun. It was short lived.
We did, but we made it happen.
We made it happen.
We went out. We got a babysitter.
and we
Somebody
went to,
that I knew personally, so that made me feel better.
yeah, we went to 2 different bars
Yeah.
and had some drinks.
Silver
and
Dollar and $1 Million Cowboy Bar. And that was good. It felt like we were in Texas again. It was very like, you want to go, grab a beer, do some line dancing.
Yeah.
It was great. Honky tonk, 2-stepping, whatever.
Yeah.
Can't wait to go back. It's one of my favorite places. I think if we ever stay in town again, I'll just be repeating that itinerary.
Yeah, no, I don't. There's no reason to change it. That is
So
the place
good,
to
dude.
be
So
if you're
good.
going to go. That's
If
the
you're going
place
to
be.
stay in town, I mean, you're right there and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
What else?
No, Jackson Hole was fantastic. I think I got to see the elk this time too. There was like literally hundreds of them,
Yeah.
which we didn't see last time we were there because it
No.
was summer, I think. But in the winter, man, they were just everywhere.
Everywhere.
It was beautiful. We didn't go back to the Grand Tetons National Park this time because we just didn't have time. But yeah, we'll have to get back there next time because like I'd love to see that in the winter too.
Yeah.
It's probably
Same.
amazing. That's it. So
I think that's it.
yeah, that's the recap,
Jam-packed.
guys. Lives have been crazy busy,
We're doing it.
and we're doing it, and we're gonna make it.
We're going to make it.
And we'll have a new setup for you soon, a new space, a new setting, and
And new updates.
yeah, I guess.
You guys, we still have more. I still have more things that I need to tell you that like we haven't talked about.
Okay.
I mean, I have been in the recording studio.
Oh, that's right. You want to leave that as a teaser?
Yeah, I do.
All right, it's a teaser for next time.
All right, guys.
Should we wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up. We got a house to move.
Yep.
We
Things
got
to do.
things to do. Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.